Xin chào các bạn, mình là Brooklyn Day. Hi everyone, my name's Brooklyn. Joy is one of those words we hear all the time, but what does it really mean, especially when life feels uncertain or overwhelming? I'm 24 now, and if you're around my age, you might know what I'm talking about. There's this mix of excitement for the future, but there's also pressure, expectations, a lot of change, and sometimes a little doubt. For me, the journey to understanding joy started when I was a teenager, and it's taken on a whole new meaning now as I navigate life in a completely different culture. It hasn't always been easy, but I've learned that joy is something that you can find even in the middle of uncertainty, and gratitude plays a role in that. Today, I want to share how I've fought for joy and leaned into gratitude in both the big moments and the small ones. Hey, before we get started, I need a quick favor from you guys. Would you subscribe to my channel if these videos have been helpful for you? Thank you so much for watching them. I began to learn the lesson of finding joy when I was as young as 15 or 16. Looking back, what I was going through as a teenager seems trivial. It seems silly that I had to go on a journey of finding joy because what problems could a 16-year-old possibly have that were real life problems? Yes, my problems then were maybe less complicated than the ones I have now, but those were the biggest things I had experienced at that point in time. So I'd say they were valid. I was going through different changes, like some of the closest people in my life were moving away. I was changing schools, and my family was talking about moving. At 16 years old, everyone in life begins to ask you what you want to study in college and what you want to do for the rest of your life. And I felt very overwhelmed by the future. I felt so much change, but I wasn't feeling joy. I had heard before that there was a difference between happiness and joy, but I wasn't quite sure what that difference was. I spent some time thinking about this and maybe even looked up definitions, and here's what I found. Happiness is more of a short-lived feeling, while joy is an attitude or state of being that stays constant. Happiness is based more on external things, whereas joy is based on the internal. Maybe you're not happy in a certain situation, but you can still be joyful. So if joy was constant, I figured it had to be based on something constant. I really wanted to feel joy, so I went chasing it. I looked for things in my life that would always be there. I looked for joy in the little things like the blue sky or a gentle breeze. I began to appreciate my family in a new way, knowing that they would always be there no matter what. And ultimately, I found joy in my relationship with God because He never changes. Gratitude also played a role in my journey of finding joy. My whole life, my parents tried to instill a grateful heart into me and my siblings. If I was grouchy or complaining about something, my mom would make me say 3 things I was thankful for. I hated it at the time, but honestly, I'm now grateful my parents did this because it helped me pull my brain out of a negative headspace. It helped me see that even if a situation is bad, not everything in life is bad. I started actively chasing gratitude when I was around 18. Every day I wrote down something I was thankful for. Now, this was a time in my life when there were so many exciting things happening for me, and I wanted to remember them. I was finishing up high school and starting college. So as I got a scholarship or got accepted to colleges or made good grades, I wrote it in my gratitude journal. It helped me to have a sense of awe and wonder over my life. Leading up to this phase in my life, I was very scared of the future. I was convinced that I would get the short end of the stick, per se, and that my hard work would not pay off. But that's not what happened. Recognizing all the little things that went right helped me to have hope for the future. On my gratitude list, I didn't only include the big and exciting things. I also wrote down the small things. Sometimes it was as simple as, I found a good song today. My lunch date with a friend was really sweet, or my drive to school today was so beautiful and serene, or my coffee tasted extra good today. Even though that time of life was 6 or 7 years ago, I can still read back over those journals and picture all of those little moments I was thankful for. Just one journal entry about what you're thankful for isn't going to change your whole outlook, but when you have the habit of writing down the good from every day, you begin to intentionally look at the things around you and see what you can be grateful for. I didn't know if this was true, but I heard recently that it's way easier to remember something bad than it is to remember something good. Keeping a gratitude journal was a way for me to keep more of those good memories than the bad ones. I kept up that habit for maybe 2 years and then let it drop, but I'm thinking I need to pick it up again. In this phase of life, I'm having to fight for joy, kind of like how I had to back in that season. Living in a foreign culture can feel defeating. There's just so many things I'm not good at, and there's plenty of things that I try and fail. It's pretty easy to slip into a negative mindset. Yes, there are plenty of things I'm happy about, and I know in my head that there are so many good things in my life, but my head and my heart just feel a little disconnected sometimes. It's hard to feel that joy in my heart, but that doesn't mean I should give up. It's in these moments that we have to use our head to guide our heart back to joy. It's easy to believe lies like, I'll never fit in here, or I'll never get to do what I'm passionate about. But I have to take those thoughts captive and remind myself of the areas I do see growth and potential and all the small ways I'm finding my place here. I'm truly grateful for the life my husband and I are building here in Vietnam. It's not always easy, but there's so much to appreciate. The opportunities, the growth, and even this channel. Putting my thoughts into words and sharing them with you is still something I'm getting used to, but it's been pretty helpful for me. And I know I'm not alone. A lot of you might feel the same, like everyone else out there has it figured out while you're still trying to piece things together. But the truth is, no one really has it all together. We're all fighting for joy, finding our way, and learning as we go. Speaking these feelings out loud helps me, and I hope that in some way it helps you too. I'd love to hear, how do you fight for joy during tough times? And what's something in your life that you're grateful for? Tell me about it down in the comments below. Okay, thank you guys for listening. That's all for today. Goodbye for now, and I'll see you in the next video.